Yo, HODL, how you
Yo,
doing?
yo.
Phil, how are you?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
So we haven't spoken since the bet. When was that? When did we actually make that bet?
Like July? No. Yeah. We made it a while ago.
The Bitcoin was at 10,000 because the bet was like $5,000 each at the time, right?
Yeah. It was like
Yeah.
9,600, I think, the Bitcoin
Yeah.
price. Yeah.
And it's now worth what, like $26,000?
Yeah. Don't remind me.
Can you price
Well,
that
no,
in
I'm
Teslas
reminding
for
you.
us?
Because that
That is like almost a Model 3. Almost a Model 3.
well, it's actually
0.8 of a Model 3.
It's pretty much the deposit. Hold on. You're gonna love this. Let me tell you, because I'm picking up my. I think I'm getting my
I'm
car
financing your high time preference, aren't I? That's what you're going to tell me.
tomorrow. I'm gonna get so much shit for some of this, but hold on. I've got the
Huddle over here is drinking the champagne of sparkling water, Topo Chico.
Topo Chico, motherfucker. It's the
Is
best.
that the lime version?
This is the lime. The lime's the best. So good. Topo Chico makes me want to move to Texas, you know?
right. So then the deposit on the car is £19,000. Let's see what that is in dollars. 26,046. And Bitcoin is
So it's at 51 or something right now?
yeah. So you pretty much pay my deposit.
Not quite. No, I wouldn't say.
I'm gonna hodl overnight, and if it hits 52,000,
Betting in Bitcoin, dude, betting in Bitcoin is the fucking worst for the loser of the bet. For the winner of the bet, it's like eternal victory. But if you lose the bet, it's the fucking worst. Can I just say that the election was totally rigged? No, I'm just fucking around.
Well, look, that's the only thing is I'm not really gonna sell it because if I sell it, I can't keep reminding you, right? Because when
That's true.
Bitcoin hits
That's
like
true.
$500,000, I can say, do you remember that time you gave me $250,000?
Ugh.
Peter, you should just reach out to the guys that do the kind of automated your $1,200 stimulus check in Bitcoin. To just do like an automated bot that says HODL's 0.1 or 0.5 Bitcoin bet.
Well, HODL's kind of got me over. I don't know how you say it in America, but well, listen. Last time we all sat down, we wanted to make the bet, and we wanted to like do the whole multisig with you guys, right? With Unchained Capital, and I've got a slight problem. I've got a slight problem.
Well, so here's what happened. I conceded the bet to you. Like right around the time the media called it. I wasn't one of these hang on until the inauguration because I was like, listen, Trump doesn't have the evidence. I think a lot of us felt there was something fishy about the election, but it's probably because there's something fishy about every election and we just don't normally pay that close of attention to it. So it's like I view it like betting on a football game. Like there's gonna be bad calls, shit's gonna happen, the refs are gonna fuck up. That's what it was like. So I conceded early, and when I conceded, I was just like, all right, this is a fucking 2 of 3. So it only needs Peter and Phil. So I'm just gonna ignore my part because what's it matter to me? It's not my money anymore.
Yeah, fuck
and
you,
so
it's my
I said,
money.
I told you, I said, go get with Phil. Phil will help you out. Phil still has his key. And then what did you tell me, Peter?
Well, I said to you, I turned around to you and I actually said, no, I'm not gonna take your money until he's conceded because I thought I would be a good guy, but that was actually a lie because I'm a fucking moron and I don't know where I put the. I was meant to write something down. What was I meant to write down when we set up the multisig?
You were supposed to keep the. I mean, we told you this when we did the show. We said save this text file.
Yeah. So did I save a text file or did I copy and paste something?
It's the same.
You should have
thing
saved the
either way.
text file. The other thing that I don't think either of you realized is that engaging my key, there was some fine print in our verbal agreement where there's a 10% signing fee. So it's very expensive to use the escrow key
bullshit.
here.
That's on Peter. That's on Peter. Pay the man his money, Peter. Pay the man. Okay, you're out there buying Aston Martins. You can pay Phil his finder's fee. You know,
I need to talk to Parker about that first because I didn't know. So no, but I was like trying to find it. So I was trying to find it, and I thought there's like could it be in notes? Like, did I put it in the notes? Is it like something if somebody found it would be useful, or should it be somewhere secure?
Well, you need the key. You need the key for it. You need the device to be able to sign. But it's still something you should keep secure.
I've got the device. I've got the
So Peter, in multisig, it eliminates single points of failure in that you can lose a seed or lose a device, and then somebody who has that seed or has a device isn't able to find or spend your Bitcoin. But it comes with that trade-off of additional complexity where you need this file, which is essentially like a treasure map to your addresses. So if you don't have the map to the addresses, you basically just have a key and you don't know where you can use it. But luckily, you used a good escrow service.
Yeah, but like I'm not sure. Will I have saved a file? I'm gonna get fucking savaged or did I copy and paste something off the website and then did I copy something off the website and paste it? I kind of had a feeling I copied and pasted it.
We used Caravan, and the way Caravan works is it has you have the ability to save it as a text file, which is what you should have done, which is what we told you to do. I'm pretty sure if we go back.
Can I search my Mac? Can I search my Mac for it, like .txt? Let's see. I've got some TXTs. Right, hold on. Let's have a look.
Yeah, for the individual addresses, it saves it as like a little TXT file, and it'll say 2 of 3 multisig.
Let's have a look. I got like lots of weird TXTs on my file. What's the name of the file?
I named mine Trump Bet.
Oh, for fuck's sake! So it could be anything. What would be in the file? Because you can search. What would if I type something into my search? What would it be?
What is an XPub?
Fuck off.
No, seriously, the file contains all of the XPubs.
Yeah, I thought you were trolling me.
Yes. So the file, in order to find your multi-signature Bitcoin addresses, you have to have all of the extended public keys that were used to create the address or create the wallet. I think in this case, we actually have, we just did a single address at a time. So it's just the file contains what's known as a redeem script, which contains all 3 public keys individually that created the address. So all this stuff is native, and it's how Bitcoin addresses work. But with single signature addresses, you can kind of hide that information. You don't need to kind of put that front and center. With multisig, by eliminating single points of failure, you do have to then keep track of that additional information.
Well, I'm a single point of failure, so I've
so Peter, this is a great example of why somebody would use the collaborative custody model. So I know there's some great services out there. Casa's a sponsor of your pod. At Unchained Capital, we do the same thing where you hire a company to hold 1 out of 3 keys to your multisig addresses so that you can make a mistake and you haven't lost Bitcoin.
If HODL was as big a moron as me and we'd both lost it, we'd be fucked, right?
You'd be fucked. I already lost the bet. I don't give a shit what happens to this Bitcoin.
I have the file too.
This is going to be so bad when this goes out that I've done this. I'm going to get savaged so fucking hard.
Well, it's like, dude,
I would never know shit.
Dude, you took your key and you basically just threw it away. You're like the old lady at the end of the Titanic, just throwing the diamond off the. Like, that's what you did, Peter. That's what you fucking did.
I thought I copied and pasted it into notes or something.
And if I had lost my key, like because I just didn't give a fuck about the bet, let's say because I lost, I deleted it or whatever, you're screwed. You're totally screwed. Phil would just be left holding 1 key.
I'm a fucking moron. Literally, but do you know what this? Do you know what this is? I'm happy to like take this one for the team because you know what this proves. This proves that like Unchained Capital's process has a flaw in it. And do you know what, Phil? Imagine I hadn't gone through this, and one of your big customers had someone who's moronic as me. I've actually saved you future pain. You now know that you might deal with people as stupid as me who are going to really fuck this up. So you're going to have to explain.
Let's take a step back here, Peter. Let's think about what we're doing here. So first of all, what we're using is Caravan, which is our open source, free to use tool, and we used it for a bet, which isn't a typical use case that our clients would use the Caravan for. When we have premium clients, we walk them through, setting up their multi-signature vault, which is a little bit more foolproof than Caravan. Caravan,
usually, Pete, people don't get their keys and then immediately discard them. Usually they go, oh, there's something valuable on here. Maybe I should put it somewhere safe and make a backup copy of it.
Yeah, well, usually you don't have people as fucking stupid as me doing this shit. So I'm literally the bottom use case for Bitcoin. If I can figure it out.
And by the way, what Phil said is important. This is the DIY version of Unchained Capital service. Usually there's somebody like Phil hand-holding you in order to make sure you don't fuck this up this badly, you know?
Well, look, I have fucked it up because I'm a moron. I'm so sorry.
But listen, we just assumed, man, you're like a big Bitcoin podcaster. We assumed you could hang on to one key of a multisig.
Dude, I've got a team. I've got a team that looks after this shit now. Like, and the next bet we make, I'll bring my people in. And
well, there definitely will need to be a next bet because I'm not going to lie, this one hurts. I need to claw this one back. You know.
Okay, I am tempted by the 300,000 one. I think that's a really interesting bet.
Yeah, that one is interesting. So what was the bet? It was
that is really
300K. We were jawing on Twitter about it.
So someone else was, and I just dipped in. You had a thing.
I was saying else. I'm very confident that the price will hit 300K before end of year. And you were saying you would take the opposite side of that bet. You would take the bear side.
I'm saying I'm tempted by it because I think that's an interesting bet.
300K is an interesting it's an interesting number for sure.
It's a really interesting number because it's slightly above Plan B's. Mm-hmm. Before this, I just got off a call with Willy Woo, and he's moved his target from 250 to 300. I probably, I would have taken that bet. I'd have taken that bet probably at the start of the year. Now I've done the thing with Willy. I'm just not sure. I think for me, like I've got to say, do I think I'm ahead? Like with the Trump thing, I thought I was ahead, despite you and all the other fucking people giving me shit all year saying you're going to lose that money, you're a fucking moron. I was pretty confident on that one. This one, I'm not. If it was 400, if it was 400, I'm like, okay. Or even 350, I'm like, The only problem with this bet is that if you lose, you're essentially definitely losing over 300,000.
Yes.
But if you win, you're winning less than 300,000.
That's the problem. That's the problem with taking the bear side of any Bitcoin bet, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, you almost need like a 60-40 play.
No.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
fuck you.
That.
No, but I want my Bitcoin. I want my half a Bitcoin back. I'm not giving you 60-40.
Yeah, I'm tempted. If it was a smaller bet, like I think I might do it. Let me think about it.
We could do it for like. You want to do it for like 10 million sats instead of like half a Bitcoin? We could do it for like 1/10 of a Bitcoin.
Yeah, like 0.1 Bitcoin. Let me have a think about it.
Okay.
The only reason I'm
10 million sats, please, Peter, please. 10 million sats.
No, it's because I think Willie, like I say, he's changed his target to 300. So I think Willie, and knowing like the amount of effort he puts into Glassnode and looking at different data, he's pretty bang on with most of his predictions.
By the way, the 288 thing with Plan B, I think what everybody misses about that prediction from Plan B is that the model always overshoots. So at the top, it always overshoots whatever the model price is. So if that model is correct, and like obviously there's a lot of debate in the community about whether it's correct or not, but listen, fuck it. It's a good meme. I like it. I'm going to keep using it as a meme chart. Has pretty colors on it. So let's just assume it's correct. It always overshoots. 288 is not the prediction. That's not the top prediction. 288 is like the median, and it's going to go above 288.
Where do you think it's going to go?
For me personally, like there's a lot of fear in the community today. I don't know if you've noticed that on Twitter, like morale is low at the moment. People seem scared. There's vague threats. Guys like Mike Green are out there making vague threats. Ray Dalio is saying, it's very likely it'll be banned, yada, yada, yada. So when I see that and I see a bunch of people get scared, I just get super fucking bullish. And so for me, I think we're definitely going like 750K, 800K. Like, I think it's going to look like the price is taking a run at $1 million, and then we're going to stall out before we hit $1 million. Like, it's going to be the same thing as 2017. You're going to be thinking, this is it. Hyper Bitcoinization is upon us. Like, we are just going to the fucking moon, 10 million a coin next year. And then it's going to deflate all the way back down. Like, I definitely don't think the cycles are over. I think super cycle, to me, I gave a lot of thought to this. It's just wrong. It's just straight up wrong because, listen, these institutions have mandates where they have to sell. They have to rebalance. I mean, they're not going to be the hardened hodlers we all think they are just because they're big money. You know, there is going to be a lot of selling. It will cascade. The fractal will play out again because it's reflexivity. Like, it exists in the human mind. Like, this is all psychology. And so there will be a Bitcoin winter like there has been every other cycle. And we will continue moving in these 4-year halving cycles, at least probably until the end of the decade. That's my thesis.
I did see that thing the other day with it. I can't remember who did it because I retweeted it. Someone put out...
I think regardless of what price it goes to, we should all be thinking about how to secure our Bitcoin as if it was $1 million per coin.
That's true. Or you could take the Peter McCormack approach and just chuck it in a bin and you know, not remember where you put it.
He's casting his keys into the fires of Mordor.
Listen, I've got my foolproof Casa. You know what? Actually, I don't know. Do you know what? What? I don't know if that is foolproof. What if I fucked that?
What if you did?
We'll come back to that. Firstly, just because I want to talk about a thing
so
where
Peter, they do, I believe, provide you with a sovereign recovery file as well. So at Unchained, we provide you with a sovereign recovery file.
Pete doesn't have that. Pete has no idea what that is. He doesn't have it. He has no idea what it is. He's never heard of it. He printed it out.
He's like, this looks interesting. This looks important. Let me just shred it.
What
and then let me just light that trash can on fire after I finish shredding it.
Pete, do you really not know what a sovereign recovery file is? Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Okay, listen, fucker. You're a 3 of 5 Casa customer, right? You have the platinum.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you did that, they sent you an email that was your sovereign recovery info for if Casa ever just spontaneously goes out of business. Yeah.
No, I've got that shit.
Okay, good. You should have that shit.
Printed.
That is literally the only thing preventing you from absolute ruin.
Hold on. No.
In order to eliminate all single points of failure, you have to have a sovereign recovery file, and that eliminates your wallet provider like Unchained or like Casa as a single point of failure. You need to have your seeds in order to eliminate your device manufacturer as a single point of failure. It's a lot of responsibility, Peter.
I definitely printed it out. I just don't know where I put it. But let me ask you. Let me ask you, because just for a second, that's in case they go tits up, right? But that doesn't solve me losing 3 keys.
No, if you lost all 3 keys, you're fucked. You know.
No, I've got 5 keys, right?
Yeah.
But
Casa has 2. You have 3.
No, they've got 1. I've got 4.
Well, they have like 1.5. You should count it in your mental model as them having 2. I mean, because the mobile key is like split between Casa and Apple servers or whatever, or Android. Yeah. And then they have the sovereign recovery key. So I don't know. Count that as them having 2 keys, and you have control of 3.
I'm saying, a sovereign recovery key sounds like, in any scenario, we can get back your Bitcoin, right?
Yeah.
Like but that's not true, right?
No, it's keyword sovereign. You can get back your Bitcoin. You. So nobody's going to come in and help you. This is a file for if Casa literally goes out of business. You know what I mean? Like overnight.
Phil, okay, let me ask this, Phil. If someone robs my house and finds my sovereign recovery key, can they steal my Bitcoin?
No. So the file.
That's the point. So what's the
file shows you the location of your addresses. You need to have the file in order, if you're not going to use the wallet software that you choose, right? So an Unchained Vault or a Casa Keymaster, right? If you have the file, you can find your addresses with open source technology like Caravan or like Electrum or like Sparrow Wallet, but you still need to have, the quorum of keys in order to spend from the vault. So 2 out of 3 keys or 3 out of 5 keys.
So I need that to move to another multisig, basically.
You would need all that information to move the Bitcoin anywhere.
Yeah.
You can move it to another, to a single signature wallet or to another multi-signature wallet. It's kind of up to you.
Yeah, but this is only literally, Pete, if like you go on the Casa app one day and it says like, we're totally out of business. We're out of business. Yeah. You're fucked, et cetera.
Well, so, for people who are worried about, governments banning Bitcoin or shutting down Bitcoin businesses, you do need to have that information to protect you from that scenario, even if you own a quorum of keys, right? Because if the government's like, no Bitcoin companies are allowed in the US, they will shut down, all the apps and all the, websites. As long as you have that file plus your keys, not a problem, right? That's how you eliminate your wallet software as a single point of failure. You have to have the file.
Yeah. But this is why the $5 wrench attack doesn't work against me, because I'm so fucking stupid. I've lost it all. I'm like, dude, I don't know where it is. I'm sure I put it here. I'm sure it's up here on the shelf, but I can't fucking find it.
They're literally pulling out Pete's fingernails, and he's like, I don't even have access. I don't have it.
Take the car. I'm sure. I did
Take the
print that
Aston
shit out
Martin. It's
somewhere.
worth a lot.
Pete,
All right,
sorry,
well, listen,
really sorry to hear that you got that Aston Martin and then wrecked it immediately afterwards.
I know.
It's a bummer. You're gonna have to get another
You
one.
know what? That was like, it was so funny. It wasn't even the same model car, and I was like, those people hate me so much. There's people they literally hate me so much. They want everything to go wrong in my life. So it's like I was texting Preston Pish. I was like, I'm just gonna post up a picture of a wrecked Aston and see what people say. And there's like people like you wrecked it already. It's like, fucking come on, man. It's not even the same car. I tell you, it's fucking hateful out there right now.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Anytime the price is sideways, the fear percolates through the markets, you know. When the price is up, like feels like it's like wind is at your back, you're like, I'm strong. I can take on the world. Price goes down, you're like, I'm scared. I'm fucking scared. It's really like just it's very simple psychology, you know.
It's because we're so fucking privileged that Bitcoin hits like 50,000. Bitcoin's above the 50,000. We're like, this is bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking bullshit.
51. What the fuck? What the fuck, man?
What the fuck?
This is supposed to be 61 or 71.
Well, the quality of Bitcoin trolls has just like depreciated significantly over the last year. Like now you have just the true idiots coming out saying like Bitcoiners are violent. They're going to murder the ocean. They're going to kill my grandmother. Their money, it's too strong. And I want the government to give me a hug. That's the type of
yeah, but they're violent themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
That guy, was that guy? He wanted to basically genocide Bitcoiners on the Titanic. That fucking professor.
I love it. It's always a professor. It's always a professor of economics.
The best one is
Professor broke.
They pulled out the picture of Nick Carter smiling ass, and they were like, "This is the face of violence." It's like
the nicest guy.
No offense to Nick Carter, I don't even know if he could kill a fly. Like seriously, like I don't know if he has the arm strength to like actually crush a fly. You know.
I think he would just talk to the fly. He'd probably get on well with him.
He'd write an amazing article about the fly.
That's right.
Yeah.
He would.
He would, and we would all share it. He was savage on Club. We were in there in Clubhouse the other day where somebody was asking a question about, what happens, like why is it the price of Bitcoin goes up? And this person was clearly new, and he did it in the most articulate, intellectual way possible. He said, well, the thing is about Bitcoin is it's been designed in a way that it has this technology embedded in it called NGU. And this person was like starting to like query what NGU was about, and he was trolling them in his nice Nick Carter way.
Dude,
anyway, listen,
I've been
talk about the Shitcoiners.
I've been talking to a lot of dumb people on Clubhouse. It's amazing. And some of these people have really high fiat net worths. I was talking to a guy, I won't say who, but he's a celebrity. It was Grant Cardone. Fuck it, I don't care. And he was basically having trouble with...
The secret billionaire.
Yeah, that guy. And he was having trouble with the infinite divisibility problem. He was like, wait, but Bitcoins aren't scarce because you could just divide them down. I was like, dude, it's like... Am I teaching fourth grade mathematics here? Like, what's going on? Like, you guys don't know how to do simple division or what? And I heard this from somebody who was talking to an ex-Goldman banker. They had the same FUD. What's going on? You guys can't figure out the pizza problem? It's so simple. I don't get it.
Public schooling has failed us. No, it's pretty cool though to see like Clubhouse. I feel like is a completely different kind of demographic. Like we'll get a lot of folks coming through from Clubhouse, getting set up on Multisig with our concierge service, and then immediately using our OTC desk to buy like thousands of dollars worth of Bitcoin. Like their first allocation is, $100, $200, $300,000 of Bitcoin. So it's pretty cool. It's like definitely a different demographic. But yeah, they are, I think, a little bit newer to the space for sure. Dude,
the other day I was orange pilling Alex Rodriguez, A-Rod. Famous, baseball player, has like a $500 million net worth. And I was like, do you have Bitcoin? He was like, yeah, I have some Bitcoin. I was like, you should get some more Bitcoin, A-Rod. You should up your allocation, So we were giving him, and it's funny because when these famous people come into the rooms that are full of Bitcoin plebs, the plebs just are rude to them. They talk over them. They, you know what I mean? Like they'll say, A-Rod will say something and somebody will just be like, wrong. That's wrong. And it's fucking amazing. It's like, and the rich guys respond to this sort of behavior because they're like, this is weird. Why is this nobody talking over me? I'm fucking A-Rod, It's the best. Like Bitcoin culture is the fucking shit. I love it.
I want to talk about the shitcoiners though.
Let's talk about them.
I'm getting a lot. I'm getting a lot. Like every day. So you're the Peter Schiff of Bitcoin. You haven't opened your
Stupid
mind.
maxis.
Blah, blah, blah.
You stupid maxis.
You stupid fucking. What is it? Elon Musk tweeted something earlier. Don't defy DeFi. So I just replied, do defy DeFi. Okay, that's what I did. And then literally my fucking replies are wrecked. Like someone's like saying you've admitted you've got no technical skills.
That's true. That's true.
What is it? Your old man yells at DeFi. I'm pretty sure I'm not an old man yet. This is 2017. There's a new breed of crypto assets attached to protocols that are actually going to accrue value. There's just all this shit. Maximalists have the most to lose. Like, it's full on. Like, every time I say something about shitcoins, my replies are fucking wrecked. Am I the only one? Are you getting this as well? Or is it just because I'm followed by a bunch of
I think they sense weakness. You're like an antelope that's limping. You're like, you know, the maximalists are very strong, but there's this one maximalist like sort of dragging behind the crowd, and they just, you know, they come attack you, you know, because no, I don't get that. People say stupid shit like that to me. I tell them to go fuck themselves. Also, it's interesting because on Clubhouse, nobody's tough on Clubhouse because maximalists come into the room and start dissecting them immediately. It's like a fucking vivisection. Like by the end of it, you are splayed open out on the table, and it's like, oh wait, you're shilling Tron, right? How much Bitcoin do you own? And they're like, well, I own 80% Bitcoin. I'm like, yeah, of course you do. Why do you own 80% Bitcoin? Because it's the best performing asset. It's the hardest money. It's like, thanks for telling us how you really fucking feel. Show us your portfolio. But all these guys are 80% Bitcoin, dude.
Yeah,
they're all 80% Bitcoin.
Even the shitcoin owners are 80% Bitcoin.
Runner.
Yeah, they are.
But they only need one runner, remember?
That one.
That's it. I just need one runner.
Yeah.
I just need that one.
Well,
yeah.
and I think also the shitcoiners are still measuring their gains in United States dollars, whereas Bitcoiners have started to denominate in Bitcoin, right? So that's the key difference. I mean, I had this realization a little while ago that like shitcoins will always have value, some value, because the dollar is such a piece of shit, right? So it's like, actually shitcoins, yes, they are better than the US dollar because they're not engineered for number go down. Most of them aren't. They all are. Fuck it. They're the same as the US dollar. Seriously, they will always have value because of how bad the dollar is. I had that realization the other day, but when you look at them against BTC, when you denominate in BTC, they are all going to fucking zero, just like the rest of the world's assets are. Everything is trending to zero in Bitcoin terms. And listen, if you're going to play the shitcoin trading game, go ahead. Go ahead and play the shitcoin trading game, but know this. If you're falling in love with the shitcoin's marketing, you are making a cardinal sin, and you are going to end up bag holding that thing down to zero because the smart players in this space know that the game is to get in on the new hot shitcoin, Polkadot or Cardano, whatever the fuck it is, right? Ride it up in Bitcoin terms and then fucking dump it on a bunch of idiots who actually believe in it. And then where do they put their profits? Where do they park their profits? In Bitcoin. Like Beeple was out the other day with his NFT sale being like, I immediately dumped all the Ethereum for United States dollars.
Of course he did.
Of course. Why would he keep it in ETH?
That's what Udi said.
Why would he do that?
Well, that's what Udi said, right?
Yeah, and in the meantime, you have like long-term Bitcoiners that are getting a little worried because they feel like they're out of dry powder, but then they're recognizing, oh wait, no, I have my retirement accounts that I haven't even tapped into yet, and they're moving their retirement accounts fully into Bitcoin, right? So I think there was another tweet the other day where some guy was like, over time, your percentage of your portfolio measured in Bitcoin trends to 100%. And what I've noticed is that this cycle is really people going literally all in with their retirement and personal accounts.
I was talking to a buddy who's worth like 60 or 70 million bucks, right? And he was like, what do you think about this shitcoin and that shitcoin? And should I do this and that? And I was like, here's what you should do. What's your Bitcoin allocation right now? And he goes, 15%. I go, double down on your fucking Bitcoin allocation. Go to 30%. That's what you should do. And, take your time that you were going to spend, your activity bias that you were going to spend researching all these pieces of shit vaporware projects, and use that for Bitcoin education and figure out what's going on here. He did that. He upped his allocation, and he's super fucking happy with that decision, right? Like that's the thing that you should be doing if you have real capital to deploy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know about you. I don't know about you, Phil, but I've found it over like a 4-year cycle. The majority of my convictions come in about the last year, and especially the last like 6 to 8 months. It's been really different. Like despite the 4-year, it's just kind of like something over this last year has been like, holy shit.
Yeah,
this is happening.
I've been thinking about that a lot too, and I think for me at least, I'm like a decently intelligent guy. I'm not the smartest person in the room, but like what I can do is I can look at
you are when I am.
I can look at MicroStrategy, and I can look at Tesla, right? And I can look at Mass Mutual. I love Mass Mutual, right? It's a 170-year-old insurance company. They have teams of people that are analyzing risk. Teams of like the top, risk analysis folks in the world, right? That are going through and being like, okay, where do we put money right now? And they bought $100 million of Bitcoin, right? This company is super conservative. It's an insurance company, and they're putting $100 million into Bitcoin. MicroStrategy, they're, a little bit more, I would say on the riskier side, but like they have teams of folks who are, way qualified to be making these types of investments and analysis, and they're coming to Bitcoin. So me, as just like an individual dude, as soon as these major companies started allocating to Bitcoin, it was like, oh, they've done all the research that I need for me. I'm going to move my retirement account into a self-directed IRA with Keykeeper, and then take control of my retirement private keys. Like it was clear for me. It was like, 0 to 1.
Yep.
I can't find the tweet. Somebody tweeted out the other day that the NYDIG, New York DIG, are talking to countries,
Sovereign wealth funds. Yeah. They
about actual buying.
They said that on Scam Vision with Raoul Paul. Sorry, Real Vision. Sorry, I forgot. It's called Real Vision.
Is it real Scam Vision, or is it really?
I'm gonna lose all my guests. I'm gonna have HODL every month, and within 3 months, no one's gonna.
Like a 40 vision.
There are rumors out there, and like I'm not gonna say them because they're unsubstantiated, but that there are major American institutions that have taken positions, and I think there's just a lot more of this going on than we know about. And because of the reporting requirements, even $1 billion position for some of these massive institutions is de minimis, and it's below the reporting threshold. So we may not actually even know about some of these players that have entered the market until the end of the year, when they tell you like, oh yeah, we're up 10x on our $1 billion Bitcoin position. Like, by the way, our name is Apple, or our name, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, I think we're going to see a lot of that. And I think it's happening right now.
Yeah, just look at.
Well, that's the.
Okay, yeah, I was just gonna say, look at the withdrawals from all the exchanges. It's savage. It's thousands of Bitcoin per week are leaving exchanges. That's all going to cold storage, right? That's not. They're not like taking that and then moving to another exchange. They're taking control of the keys or securing it for the long run.
I mean, when you look at the FUD versus what's real and what's really going on, what do you have? You have guys like Mike Green or Ray Dalio out there being like, the government's going to ban it. Who are you? You have no power. We're like supposed to take your word on this. Also, it makes no sense. I mean, Fidelity is trying to get a Bitcoin ETF. You know what I mean? Anthony Scaramucci, Paul Tudor Jones, Stanley Druckenmiller. Wall Street's in on this trade. So like, there's safety in numbers.
Yeah, but do you ever think it's like, that's some kind of like post-rationalization for themselves? They forgot to get in. They're worried. They're like, it's too expensive, so I'll just FUD it. I'll FUD it. And that's me saying that's why I didn't get in.
All the guys who are FUDing it too are professional money managers, and there's nothing to manage in Bitcoin. Everybody knows this. You buy Bitcoin and you hold it. Why the fuck do you need a professional money manager for that? You don't. So it's
but some are doing it and still getting 2%.
Yeah, that's retarded, obviously. Like, I mean, listen, like Peter Thiel, who was Mike Green's former boss, he's Eric Weinstein's current boss, went out and said on the CSIS podcast, like back in January, that his contrarian advice is just to buy Bitcoin. And he thinks the reason professional money managers don't want to do it is because it suggests that they're not doing enough to earn their keep, basically. And so, I mean, you have a guy, contrarian investor, genius, Peter Thiel, like well-respected VC, who's literally going out there and saying, just buy Bitcoin. You don't need a professional money manager. It makes a lot of sense why the guys like Mike Green, who are these professional rent seekers who used to work for Peter Thiel, would get offended by this. This is an attack on their very livelihood, right? So of course they're gonna, he's like a wounded animal, just like like clawing out. We got him. You got him on the ropes, man.
I mean, if they could trade it and outtrade Bitcoin, fair enough. But like most of the funds we know have set themselves up to be Bitcoin funds and tried to outtrade the market, have blown up their accounts. The only one I know that's done really well is Ikigai, Travis Kling. Do you know Travis?
Yeah, I talked to Travis a little bit on Clubhouse here and there.
Yeah, they've done well.
Yeah, have they?
Yeah.
What I think a lot of these wealth managers don't realize is that the really good wealth managers that are going to make it through this transition to hyper Bitcoinizations are the ones that are going to help their clients like get set up with keys today. So for the folks they just can't leave they can't recognize that they've been disrupted. They're going to go out of business. Like they just flat out will. But there is room, I think, in the market for wealth managers to educate their clients on private keys and Bitcoin and helping to stay secure and multisig, stuff like that. So I do think that there will be.
That's what you guys are.
That's what part of what we do. Yeah, is we'll walk you through.
You could argue that something like Unchained is like the Bitcoin version of a money manager.
Well, we also work with clients that are wealth managers for their clients that maybe will hold one of three keys on behalf of their clients. So there's room in this industry and in this economy for that type of person, for somebody who doesn't necessarily want to have full responsibility of the Bitcoin, but maybe wants to have one out of three keys or one out of M keys. You could hire a money manager and pay them some sort of fee. Now, I do think that industry is going to be significantly smaller, but there is certainly opportunity for folks who are wealth managers to get in early and actually like embrace this new technology and help their clients. And then they're going to win clients for life, right? You guys have, helped people buy Bitcoin and learn about Bitcoin. And I'm sure you get, tons of thanks over the years, and like people end up really, really appreciating all the service that you've done. It's the same thing with these wealth managers. Like the ones that are good are going to recognize my industry has been disrupted. Let me help educate folks on Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. HODL remembers all the people that he told it $200 and they didn't do shit.
What sucks about this? It's just like the people closest to you in real life never fucking listen to you, right? It's strangers on the internet who have listened to me and now are leading much more prosperous lives. All of the young dudes who actually stacked to 6.15 Bitcoin because of a stupid meme are now doing really fucking well. That like they have significant. I've talked to so many guys, Peter, who are like young kids who were dumb enough or smart enough or whatever enough to listen to Bitcoin Twitter. They literally dropped out of college. They got jobs on construction sites or doing menial labor or whatever, just fiat mining operations in order to stack sats. And literally for the last 2 or 3 years during the bear market, these guys have been stacking sats. And do you know how many like under 22 or 23-year-old kids I know that are like at $500,000 and are on their way to becoming a millionaire? It's a fucking shitload of them. Like all of the young guns on Bitcoin Twitter who saw the signal above the noise and like had the balls and the conviction to go in on it, they are now like their lives are forever changed, right? And it's amazing to see. But the people in my real life did not listen to me and are resentful of me. So it's like you can't win.
All those ones on Twitter are the ones that keep fucking harassing me.
Yeah. Good.
Yelling at me. Go fuck yourself, Pete. Fucking fuck.
Hey man, you're being a high time preference degen with that fucking Aston Martin, bro. You could have at least waited till December, Pete. Come on.
Why?
I mean, because you'd get a better deal. It'd be cheaper.
What if I died in November?
I mean, you could. You are old, so.
No, I'm getting on credit anyway. I'm not selling my fucking Bitcoin.
What's so funny about this economy right now is like the folks that are dropping out of college to doing construction jobs, like I'm sure they're raking in tons of cash because like real estate prices are going through the roof. Like construction here in Austin, Texas is a nightmare. Prices are changing. They're all increasing. So if you like get in on that as people are trying to like, escape the devaluation of the dollar and start working in construction, you can stack a ton of sats, probably a lot more sats than going through and, getting the PhD in economics and then posting on Twitter and writing articles that no one reads.
Well, I mean, think about it. Like there are two economies here. There's the Bitcoin economy and there's the traditional economy. And people that are participating in the Bitcoin economy are optimistic as fuck about their future. Like they have joy in their hearts and hope and a pep in their step. And when you get around like a meeting of other Bitcoiners, it's fucking infectious to be around, because when I go out and I talk to, normal people who are stuck in their fiat job, right? And they're basically like doing wage slave stuff. It is so depressing, dude. These people are trapped in nihilism and they can't get out of it, and they see no hope. They have bleak futures. They don't think they can ever prosper or win. And the people that are in the Bitcoin economy are so excited, and they have a future. They have a plan. They want to start families. They want to do this. They want to do that. Whatever it is, like that's the core of a strong society. This is why I think that America is never going to ban Bitcoin, is because like Bitcoin is creating this low time preference activity that you need to have a strong society, right? And like the more strong families you have, the more of a strong society you have. Like it's all centered around that.
Speaking of the Bitcoin economy and meeting up in person, are you guys coming to the April 15th Austin BitDevs meetup?
I'm coming. I'm going to be there.
Do you know what?
Hell yeah. I think it's going to be a blowout.
I'm booked in. I'm booked into the barbecue. What's it called?
Beefsteak.
Wednesday evening.
Beefsteak. I booked him. Yeah, steak. I thought I'd book in Miami, and then it's like, I'm fucking such a moron, aren't I? So I booked it, and he's like, "Are you coming to Austin?" I was like, "Is this not Miami?" He's like, "No." I was like, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" But I've had to. No, interesting. I might. Okay, so if Unchained Capital require me to be there, I think I can get there, because I was looking at Miami, and I can travel for work, no problem at all. Okay, and I can travel. I just have to have a work reason, so I have to have like a slip that explains it, and I have to have evidence when I get to the airport that I need to be there. Like it's not work I can't do from home. So, for example, because I'm emceeing the Bitcoin 2021, I have to be there, so I can go, and also I can get into Florida because Florida isn't quarantining people. It's Texas.
No, Texas is not quarantining people. And actually, we do need somebody to interview people who show up to the BitDevs meetup. So that could be,
So
I think you might need to come on April 15th. Also,
plus the A&M, the Texas
15th.
A&M conference is going on.
Yeah, exactly. So Texas A&M
time.
conference is on Saturday. And then on Friday night, there's a beefsteak hosted by, I believe, Away Slice on Twitter. Wednesday or Thursday, our director of sales, Michael Tanguma, is going to take folks cowboy boot shopping to get prepared for the 100K yacht party. You need to have 100K cowboy boots, for Michael Saylor's yacht.
April 15th. So April 15th, and what's the other conference?
I think the Texas A&M conference is on that Saturday, so that would be the 17th. I have to double check.
They have a pretty impressive speakers list.
Right,
Ray Dalio, who allegedly thinks governments are going to ban Bitcoin, will be there. Michael Saylor is going to talk. Parker Lewis is talking. There's a lot of good speakers at that conference. The Texas A&M Bitcoiners get down, man. Isn't that just like a college club? They're like fucking crushing it with their club. Kudos to them.
Let me just have a look. Let me see if I can get a flight. So if I came out on the 14th...
This podcast has just turned into travel preparation for Peter McCormick. Peter, can you book me an Airbnb for Bitcoin 2021, please? I'll take a beachfront.
Well, I was thinking of doing that, again, an Airbnb. Let me see if there's direct flights. Oh no, there's one stop via Dallas. Is that DFW? Is DFW? No.
Dallas is like a 3-hour drive.
Yeah, it's pretty far from Austin.
No. Do you want to hear about my funny Dallas to Austin story? This is really funny. This is a typical Pete McCormack story. So when I went to South by Southwest for the first time, I don't know, it's like 8 years ago, the flights to Austin were really expensive, but Dallas was like $1,000 cheaper. So I was like, look, I'll fly to Dallas. I'll have a night in Dallas, check that out, and I'll drive up. So I did. I had a Mustang. So, and I was staying at the Omni in Dallas. So when I left Austin, I put the Omni into my sat-nav. But I found out on the way, just outside of Dallas, you've got the grave of Billy the Kid, or the supposed grave. I was like, cool, I'll go and see that. So anyway, I do the detour and go and see his grave. And I'm like an hour away from Dallas. Anyway, I get back in the car and I put the Omni back in my phone. But what I didn't realize is there's an Omni in Austin. So I actually put the Omni back in Austin and I drove 2 hours back to Austin.
Did you come say hi to the Unchained team?
Did I fuck? There's no Unchained then, dude. It's like, for fuck's sake. Right, there's flights. I can come. See, there's no direct flights, but I can get a flight via. Here we go. What's this via? Via Atlanta. Let me look into it because I don't know what the airports are like if you've got connections and COVID things.
They haven't been too bad for me. I mean, you just have to wear a mask, I think, while you're on the airplane. You know, you're crammed right next to people, but got to wear the mask. So
I'd need Parker needs to write me a letter.
That could probably be arranged.
Let me try and get there. You're going?
Yeah, I'm going to that one. I'll be there. Coming for beefsteaks.
No,
wait, what? Right now?
Yeah, you're like.
I was just looking at the multisig bet. I was making sure I had my details. If we were going to settle up the multisig bet.
Yeah, should we do it?
Oh man. Well, yeah. Hold on. I just need to find one of those fucking tables.
This podcast is just. It's like Peter making his travel plans. Peter rummaging around in his drawer.
The fuck is this? I can't do it because both my USBs. I've got my USB for my camera and I've got my USB for my. We'll have to do it.
Well,
afterwards.
me and Phil can do it. We don't need you. You just need to, Pete. You just need to provide an address.
Yeah, I will do that once we finish. I'm gonna get so savage so hard for this. He's a fucking moron again.
Come on. This is your marketing strategy. You just act stupid, and then people are like, this guy's so stupid. I can't believe how stupid he is. And then they retweet you.
Yeah. No, I am actually fucking stupid.
Can I say I talked to somebody on your team and they were like, it's amazing. Like Peter is so much smarter than you would think he is, but he's also like as dumb as you think he is sometimes too. Like, can't figure it out.
I had it. I was messaging this guy. He's got a great Twitter, and I've got it here. He messaged me. He said, "I think one of the reasons your pod really works well, though, is you're not afraid to ask the stupid questions." And I was like, "Well, I'm actually stupid, so I just ask what I don't understand."
You're like, these are just. I thought they were just questions. I didn't realize they were stupid questions. There is this has been going on Clubhouse. Like there was like this period of Clubhouse where Bitcoin Clubhouse was very altruistic, and the OGs like Jimmy Song and NVK would hang out and answer wallet questions and be like, okay, here's the thing you're gonna want to know about cold storage, and that lasted for about 2 weeks, and now people come up on stage and they're like, what about this? It's like, that's fucking stupid. Shut the fuck up. Next question. It's amazing.
Jimmy had it with this guy yesterday for about like an hour. This guy was trying to justify shitcoins, and Jimmy just lost his fucking shit with him. Literally, just went absolutely. I actually felt sorry for the guy because this guy was like, "I'm just trying to learn. I'm trying to be open-minded."
All the open-minded people are the worst. I hate them so much.
Yeah.
They're open-minded about everything except for the fact that Bitcoin has already won.
Yes, exactly. Why don't you be open-minded to reality? How about that? Why don't you go look at everything? Why don't you go look at your favorite S&P 500 asset priced in Bitcoin, and then go look at your favorite shitcoin priced in Bitcoin, and then go look at the price of your house priced in Bitcoin. Why don't you go look at everything priced in Bitcoin? Tell me how everything's doing. Tell me how you're performing on a risk-adjusted basis.
Yes.
I was talking to some guy, and he was like, yeah, I've outperformed Bitcoin using real estate. And I was like, no, you outperformed Bitcoin using a fuckload of leverage. That's how you outperform Bitcoin. All right. You had to take a shitload of risk to get that outperformance of Bitcoin. Meanwhile, I just bought Bitcoin and hodled. And first of all, I don't believe you that you outperformed Bitcoin. Let's just say that. Second of all, like, you had to take all of this risk to just barely outperform Bitcoin, just barely, even if you did, right? It's not worth it. Bitcoin is the risk-free rate. Sit on your fucking ass and hodl Bitcoin and get rich. If you're scared about what's going to happen, you're scared that a government might ban it, why don't you just go for a fucking walk and stop being a little bitch? How about that? Think farther into the future. Stop staring at the fucking chart and be like, oh my God, It's down to $51,000. $51,000 is a huge fucking price. Shut the fuck up. Put on your big boy pants or your big girl pants. Seriously.
So this is the...
you people all piss me off.
Shut up for a minute, for fuck's sake.
But I'm here to help. Anyway, any questions you have on Twitter, just reach out.
Yeah, Phil, HODL's agreed to come on the show every month and do a show with me, which is very kind of him.
This is going to be me yelling at noobs just like this.
Which I'm glad about. And he's, facing the wrath of the plebs for supporting my podcast scam.
That's true.
But I think this is the one I'm going to have to say to my dad, listen, Dad, there's this guy and he's going to fucking yell. He's going to be yelling at you. He's going to be shouting a lot at you. He
yells because he loves.
He's a nice guy.
Because I care. Because I care.
He is a nice guy, man. Don't worry about him.
Somebody hit me up and they were like, HODL, you're like one of the kings of the plebs. Can you talk to the plebs for me? I was like, okay, first of all, no, I'm not king of shit. The plebs are a decentralized group of murder hornets and they'll kill you. And no, I'm not going to step between you and a bunch of murder hornets. Go fuck yourself. If you did something to piss off the plebs, you fucking apologize. That's my recommendation.
Yeah, I've learned
Surfer
that.
Jim.
Big up Surfer Jim. They all fucking hate me, the plebs. Fucking hell, they hate me. I've like won a couple over recently, actually. But they've all become like decentralized HODLs now. I saw one the other day, Lancashire HODL. Have you seen Lancashire HODL?
There are a lot of HODLs out there.
Yeah,
a lot of HODLs.
There's Lancashire HODL.
Yeah. There was a Sri Lankan HODL. There's a Japanese HODL. There's European HODL. There's British HODL. There's a lot of HODLs out there, bro.
Dude, we need a Bedford HODL.
All the HODLs are my children,
Peter's a non-account confirmed Bedford HODL.
Yeah. They'll know it's me. I'll say some stupid shit. They're like, that's not a pleb, that's Pete. Shut the fuck up. Hold on, we have got to make that show. We talked about making that one about how not to fuck up a bull market. And we're at that stage where
we really got to talk about
we got to talk
about that one.
Yeah.
I think that's important because I think a lot of people are already starting to fuck up the bull market.
Yeah.
I've noticed that the people who are getting salty towards me have already fucked up the bull market. Like they didn't go hard enough in the bear market. They're feeling ashamed because of this behavior. Maybe they sold too early. They saw an increase, like from 10K to 30K. And they were like, I'm going to do the smart thing and claw back my initial outlay. And, now they're feeling shitty because of that decision. And I mean, listen, here's how you don't like TLDR. Here's how you don't fuck up a bull market. HODL. Literally just HODL. The end. You know what I mean? If you HODL, you are going to see every update in the market. If Bitcoin hits a price of $1 million per coin before the end of the year, you are going to be there for that price. If you don't HODL, you are going to be on the sidelines regretting your fucking life.
One caveat.
That's what's going to happen.
One caveat. Yeah, you can HODL, but you can't do it with leverage.
Yeah, I don't use leverage.
Yeah, don't use leverage.
Leverage trading is not HODLing. You are not HODLing if you have leverage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My recommendation for the bull market is to scoop up as many sats as you can, like a hungry hippo.
Yeah,
that's right.
Every purchase, you should be earning sats. You should be buying daily or weekly. And really, you should just start measuring your net worth in Bitcoin. And your goal should be to earn more Bitcoin. Yeah. So getting rid of Bitcoin doesn't make any sense because that would reduce your net worth. And we're all trying to increase our net worth. But our net worths are measured in Bitcoin now.
And we're also likely under the price floor. Even if there is a significant correction and a crash and we have a long bear market, we're under it right now. It'll probably be above 51K. It'll probably be in the 60s or 70s, like the absolute trough of the bear market. So if you're buying now, you know what I mean? You're still getting a better price than you're going to get in a total collapse of Bitcoin.
Because it should be like 3 to 4 the previous top, right? So it should be 60, 70, 80. And then the 80% drawdown to there, 70% drawdown. That means it's coming down from like 400, 350, 400. Yeah.
Yeah. Which sounds about right, honestly.
Yeah.
That's like middle of the range. The high side of the range is like $1 million. The low side of the range is like 200K. People that are saying 100 are just pussies with no balls. I don't know who the fuck is saying 100. We're going to be at 100 next month.
Yeah, they're trying to justify selling at some point. They're trying to get like a signal. Yeah. People will say that to try and get a signal out of somebody. Like, I'm thinking maybe, I might sell like 1 or 2 at 100. And they're trying to get a signal for somebody else to say, yeah, I'm going to do the same. Whereas if they say it to you, they're going to go fuck yourself, you pussy.
Well, it's also like, look at all the investment banks and, you know, their price targets. Just as, like, if you see somebody like JP Morgan come out with like a, you know, let's say $220,000 price. I don't know what their price target is. I think I saw one from them that was like 600, and then I saw one from them that was like 160. But if they come out with something that's like, you know, 300, that means they really think it's going to like 250, and they're planning to dump on you at 250 so they can step out of their position.
Well, I think it's going 300. Look, Phil, are you guys going to do a card or anything? Are you going to get more into that banking stuff? A Satsback card? You guys looking at shit like that?
I don't think that we're able to kind of do that right now. But what we are trying to do is become kind of your lifetime financial services partner in Bitcoin. We're building essentially, and I'm going to use the B word, we're a Bitcoin native bank, where as a company, we never need to take control of our clients' funds. Right. So you can secure your funds in Multisig, where we hold a key. You can use your Bitcoin as collateral for a US dollar loan. You get to hold a key. We hold a key. Neutral third party holds a key. But really, this is how I think this collaborative custody model is what we're calling it, where keys are shared, is how we build a really robust Bitcoin economy where there are no single points of failure. We as a company, you know, we never want to be a single point of failure for our clients. So for everything that we do, we give our clients everything they need to recover without us. So our website, we could disappear as a company and our clients would be able to recover their money. So I think that that's really how we establish ourselves as like a trusted name in Bitcoin, how we help our clients with different financial services. So like, you know, some folks, again, will just show up, we'll get them set up. It'll be their first time in Bitcoin. We'll get them set up with cold storage multi-signature, and then they'll use our OTC desk to make their initial allocation of Bitcoin. So from one place, they have their security, their Bitcoin, then they can use financial services in the future. And we can do that for like personal context, retirement context. So again, folks who are setting up self-directed IRAs, going all in, and then for businesses as well. So yeah, kind of think of us as like a Bitcoin native financial services provider, or a Bitcoin native bank that never needs to control our clients' funds. Are you
seeing a lot of inflow as well this year? Like, is yours reflecting everyone else's experience? Is it going crazy?
Oh my gosh, yeah. You know, we've seen massive. So we're doing, you know, in terms of volumes in 1 week, like the number of clients that we were doing in a month, like a year ago.
Wow.
And ever since the NYDIG announcement that they invested in our seed round, you know, we've seen kind of an influx of a different category of client. So it's been really good. We're kind of working on our concierge program. So right now, within about 2 weeks, you can get set up with Multisig, and we'll train you all the way through the process. We're trying to shorten that time frame so that if you want to buy $500,000 or more of Bitcoin, we can get you set up with Multisig tomorrow or the next day.
Nice.
So we're working towards that, where it's like a 1 or 2 day turnaround for significant purchases of Bitcoin.
Yeah, congrats on that seed round, by the way. Tell Parker I say hello and congrats for that as well. That's pretty fucking impressive.
Yeah, thank you.
NYDIG, man, those guys, like, I wasn't really aware of them until recently, and they've just like come out of nowhere, and they're like a fucking steam train through this. What's that guy, Ross
Stevens? Yeah.
Yep.
They're balling out of control, dude. And they get, you know what I like about NYDIG? They really get Bitcoin. They really understand it. They're not tourists. You know, there's a lot of people coming in who are tourists, and they're not one of them, which is great.
I think the Ross Stevens, Michael Saylor interview is like one of the most profound videos that I've seen or interviews I've seen in years. I think it's incredible.
It was the most articulate, well laid out, condensed, thoughtful hour of Bitcoin orange pilling I've ever seen. If you have a sophisticated person that you're trying to orange pill, that video is absolutely the video that I would send them, because it just lays it all out in a very concise manner. And he's very Ross is clearly very well practiced at talking to these types of individuals.
Yeah. I mean, that or this hour, basically, one of the two.
Dude, I was so bullish when I listened to that. I fucking, yeah. Pete just been like, oh, can I go to DFW? Or, oh, let me rummage through my drawer. Okay, I found my key. Dude, when I listened to the Ross Stevens that hour with Michael Saylor, I was so bullish. I had to stand up and pace. I stood up, I paced, I went for a walk afterwards. I was like, we're here. We fucking made it. I think we're going to look back and we're going to realize that, like, this was the moment, like, not necessarily the Stevens, but like basically sometime in the last 6 months around the Tesla announcement, this was the moment that Bitcoin went truly mainstream and there was just no going back. Like, we're past the tipping point now.
We did it.
Yeah, somebody
We did
tweeted as a response to the video, like, I'm so bullish right now I could run through a wall. And that's pretty accurate.
Dude, I've had a few moments this year. Well, that's why, like I said to you, this last 6 months to a year, there's like a couple of people I've spoke to have like been absolute game changers for me. Spending time with Ben Prentice and Clown, right, when they were talking about like really being taken through the 1971 shit, and with Guy Swan, those three kind of like, how do I put it? They orange pilled me, right? Already there, and I'm like, right, I'm double dropping my orange pill now. Like all my fucking
again.
All my money's going in. This kind of like 25% allocation. Fuck off. Like everything's going in.
Hey Pete, when you bought your Aston Martin, what did you tell the guy at the dealership? What did you tell? What did you tell the guy at the dealership? What did you tell him you do?
I told him. I said I have a Bitcoin podcast, and he was like,
okay.
Oh.
Had he heard of Bitcoin?
Yeah, he'd heard of Bitcoin. He was like, "You're one of those," and then he was like, "So you're selling your Bitcoin?" I was like, "No, I want finance, dude. I'm not fucking selling my Bitcoin." So yeah,
it's so funny. Like people in the general public like are still so in a fog about this stuff, right? Like I can go out and you know, Peter, you're a very large podcaster, and people still don't really know much about Bitcoin. What's it?
I'm not that large.
But the fact that people aren't recognizing you or even know that much about Bitcoin still, it's like, oh, we're at 50,000 right now. Do you think, you know, we could double? Do you think twice as many people could have Bitcoin? Or do you think the people who are holding Bitcoin today might move twice as much of their fiat currency into it? Like, yeah, absolutely. We're going to go nuts.
Yeah.
There's a lot that's going on with Bitcoin reaching the tipping point. You know, like for instance, like we are getting a better class of enemy. People who really are hardcore ideologically opposed, statist, are coming in, and they're willing to fight Bitcoin with everything they got because it's a direct attack on their livelihood. We've gone from first they laugh at you, then they fight you, and then they fight you stage. And like the enemies that we have now are not like the Peter Schiffs. They're not going to be these like pathetic loser pushovers, you know, and that's great. Like, let's fucking go. Like, I'm ready, dude. Like, I love it. It's going to be a fucking fun decade when Bitcoin reaches mainstream adoption.
Well, listen, I mean, I think it's been a wild year. I can't remember who I was talking to. I was like, everybody needs 4 years in Bitcoin. You just need that first 4 years. You got to get through that fucking first 4 years. Because that's true. That's true. You've got to do a whole cycle. You've got to experience a full bear and a full bull market. But I think once you've got through a 4 year cycle, you've made it. You're clean through. But it's 4 years of hard work. That first 4 years is really fucking hard.
It's proof of work. You have to forge your diamond hands. You don't just show up to Bitcoin with diamond hands. You have to experience what it's like to see your net worth 10x, 100x, and then crash 90%.
Oh, it's so brutal. It's so brutal. But, you know, over time, you become totally desensitized to it and you actually start to like it. You enjoy it, right? Like 20% drops. You're like, ooh, yeah, now I can fucking feel something again.
I love bear markets.
The thing is, like, if you're new and you're first coming in and you're just hearing, the Bitcoin maximalist, and other people are telling you that the maximalists they're closed-minded, bro, and they don't understand and they're stupid and this and that, right? It's like Bitcoin maximalists are people with experience. They went through a lot of them. You know, the pleb movement was a bunch of people who got dumped on by the ICO promoters, the guys like Vinny Lingham and all the bad actors from 2017, and they realized that the only thing that's real here is Bitcoin, and that Bitcoin is the risk-free rate, and that by just doing very simple listen, hodling Bitcoin is very simple. But it's not easy. It's fucking difficult. Every single day you have to wake up and you have to make the decision to hodl. But hodling in itself is a simple action, okay? But it's not an easy thing to do. It's just like anything that's worth having in life is very simple. The principles of it are very simple. Getting healthy is very simple. Eat less, you stupid fat fuck, and then fucking exercise. The end, right? Getting wealthy is the same. Live on less than you make. Pay yourself first. The end. It's not hard. Or I mean, it's not complicated, but it is fucking hard. It's really fucking hard. And, you know, you're going to have to learn some self-discipline, some self-responsibility, some self-control. I mean, caveat emptor, like buyer beware. Like one of the things I've been saying is that, you know, if you go out and tell lies in mainstream traditional advertising, the FCC is looking out for you. Burger King can't come out with a Whopper and be like, this Whopper cures cancer. But a shitcoin can come out with anything they want and say that it does anything they want. And because you're used to living in a nerfed world where there are guardians who protect you from evil manipulators and liars, right? You're used to things that are being told to you in mainstream media being true or more or less true, right? And so you just go, oh yeah, well, if Burger King says it cures cancer, then it must cure cancer. I guess I'll eat a bunch of Whoppers, right? That's what you're doing. That's literally what you're doing when you're believing a shitcoin sales pitch. There's no one going to step in and save you. You got to step in and save you. You know what I mean? That's it. Also, you gotta love yourself. You gotta love yourself. Like really, like buying shitcoins is nihilism. You're just going like, my life is shit. Everything around me is shit. I have no hope for the future. I'm gonna put $10,000 in this thing, and maybe it's gonna 1,000x in the next 2 months. I don't care if it's an absolute piece of shit. I don't care if it does nothing for the world. I don't care if it's vaporware. What I want is I'm either gonna sleep in a tent or I'm gonna fucking buy a Lamborghini. That's what I'm gonna do. That's nihilism. That's fatalistic. Bitcoin is rational optimism. You're putting aside something for future you. You're saying, I have a future. I love myself. Things are going to be better for me. I'm going to have a fucking family. I'm going to claw my way out of this fucking morass I find myself in. That's a revolutionary action, to like actually love yourself and to actually do the right thing for yourself and put aside money for your fucking future. So hodling starts with self-love. All right. You got to love yourself. Shitcoiners are into Bitcoin too, man. They're just into your Bitcoin. They want your fucking Bitcoin.
Yeah. Follow that up, Phil.
Amen.
Amen. Bro. All right, listen, HODL. We're gonna get together in a month, and we're gonna actually go through how not to fuck up a bear market, and we're gonna talk about how I actually, a bull market. I tell her how I actually fucked it up. And
this one should be titled "How to Fuck Up a Multisig Bet."
How to fuck up a multisig bet? Yeah. How to fuck up a multisig bet, but have a good friend. A good friend who's always there.
I already lost this Bitcoin. I should just throw this fucking treasure in the fucking ocean, dude. With the key on it.
You should throw it in the ocean with the key on it.
I have no seed backup for this either. So if I lose this, it's over. It's fucking over.
Put on some Celine Dion. Take a cruise.
Well, if you do that, you won't hear from me again. When I'm taking my bath, I'm like, wow, I'm not fucking texting HODL. Every time I take a bath, Phil, I text HODL. I don't know why.
He does. It's really fucking weird.
I just
he texts me from the bath. And then he sends a picture of his fucking feet in the bath to like prove he's in the bath. I'm like, stop doing this.
Hey, HODL,
stop this.
Taking a bath, thinking about you.
Also, Peter, how old are you?
42.
He has a rubber ducky in his bath.
That's because my fucking kids. They're for my kids.
He literally has a rubber ducky in his bath.
I've got an 11-year-old daughter, man.
Peter, the listeners deserve to know what aroma bath salts do you use?
Radox. I think it's written. Hold on, let me check.
No, seriously, this motherfucker texts me from his tiny European bathroom, which is fucking so small. You know, in America, we're used to having like a palace in the bathroom. This is like so tiny. It's a shoebox. And it's him and his rubber ducky and his weird hairy legs.
I went out of range. So it is like I have Radox bath salts, and I also have Westlab Mindful.
I don't know what that shit is, honestly.
I don't know, just the ones you get in Tesco.
It sounds very European, and I can't support that. I just don't support that.
Our bathrooms are small.
I don't support anything from Europe. I can't support it.
Have you ever been over here?
No. Why the fuck would I go over there? It's fucking garbage.
Have you ever been outside of America?
Yeah, to Canada, America Light, and Mexico, America Poor. I've been to both.
You've been to three. That's lit. You've never been to Europe.
No. Why would I want to go to Europe?
All right. Because I tell you what, when the planes are flying, I'm gonna buy you a flight.
What do you guys do over there? Like pet cats and like eat baguettes? Like I don't want to be a part of that.
Dude, I'll take you on a pub crawl around London and see if you survive.
All right,
the London
we don't have your
pub
pissy
crawls
week.
are legit.
We don't have your pissy weak light beer bullshit.
Yeah,
Mitchell
Huddle, you have
Light or
to you have
whatever
to
it is.
drink the warm, flat cask ales that they
No,
have in
that's
the
not-
London.
I used to have an
gross.
English buddy.
No, I actually like that stuff.
Dude, I think it's gross.
I used to have an English buddy who got me hooked on snake bites, you know, so like I fucking drink the shit out of those.
Some places won't serve them.
Really? Because they get you
Yeah.
so fucked.
They get
Yeah.
you so fucked. Yeah, most people just have it and then have a fight.
Well, yeah, because you can just drink them all day long. They taste like you're just drinking some delicious concoction, you know, like.
Something you would give your kid.
Yeah, exactly.
What I love about visiting Europe is that all the cities were, or not all of them, but most of the cities were built under like sound money standards. So they all are just like way more livable, walkable, beautiful than your typical American city,
Yeah,
which
you
is
know what
designed
sucks?
for cars.
They're all ripping down those beautiful buildings and putting up these glass metal boxes. It's
Not here.
fucking gross.
No,
It's
we have
gross,
we have
man.
these rules. You can't do it. Like
Really?
most of our old buildings, you have these things they're listed like grade 1, grade 2 listed buildings.
Yeah.
You can't knock them down. You can't knock them down. But come here. We should get you to Bedford. I will pay.
I'll
to
come.
Get you
I'll
to
come to
Bedford.
Bedford. I'll come to
Come
Bedford.
to Bedford. I
right.
will take out. I'll take a loan out.
The
Against
UK is going to
Bitcoin.
have to be off extreme lockdown conditions before I go there because
It's
Jesus
so
Christ,
fucked,
you're
man.
basically living in fucking V for Vendetta right now. You know?
We have to get a permission slip. We have
I
to
know.
get a permission. I have to get a permission slip to come out.
It's literally a combination of 1984 and Brave New World. I mean, that's what it is. You know, with
It's
a
fucked, man.
dash of Fahrenheit 451 because they're burning Dr. Seuss books. But that's happening in America. So like, listen, it's fucked everywhere. It's all fucked. It's
Oh,
fucked.
fuck. Right, but listen, look, next month we'll get together and we're going to talk about bull markets and not to fuck up. Phil, thank
do
you
it.
for joining us, man. I'm going to speak to Parker, see if he'll write me a letter, and I'll see if I can get there next month.
Yeah, absolutely. We definitely, like I said, need someone here interviewing all the plebes, making sure that things are well documented at the April 15th Austin Bit Devs meetup.
I would love to be there, dude.
It's going to be lit.
Hell yeah.
HODL, man.
Peace, bro. Peace.
Thanks.